Hey guys, Pizza here. Today I'll be working on the tutorial fly plugin that I was last working on a couple months ago. In this episode we'll be working towards config files and retrieving data through them and being able to auto check for updates and implement our own preload system. So from what last thing that I did was I allowed us we're checking the command fly, and then we're checking if the player has the permission tutorial.fly. If they do, it'll then check if the player is allowed to fly, and if that's equal to true, it's then going to set it to false, and then let them know flying has been disabled. Now, if p.getAllowedFlight is equal to false, it'll trigger this else event, which will then go and set flying to true, and then let them know that's been enabled. Now, if they don't have access to the permission tutorial.fly, it's going to trigger this out statement right over here, and just send in the aqua chat color, no perms. And in the plugin.yml, we just have the name, author, main, tutorial.main, because that's the directory we have, the version of our plugin, which would be 1.0, but I guess it'd be like 2.0 or 1.1 or whatever for this tutorial. Then we have our commands of /fly, and then our description and the usage. Then we have the permissions tutorial.fly and the description and the default. So let's go and get started right away. And let's go and do this. So let's go to our onEnable, and we're now gonna need to just let this let the plugin know that we're trying to make a config file. So now we can just go to the end of getlogger.info and we can do save default config. Then we can go and do save config and then reload the config. So right when the server starts, it'll save the config on how it is currently, and then it'll reload the config, which will reload it on the server end. Now, I'm gonna do one step. So right here, player P equals player sender. We can just do a check if sender is instance of player, we can then just return true, and then we're gonna just add in some brackets on either end, and then add a exclamation point. So now it's instead of it being if sender is instance of player, it's now gonna check if sender isn't instance of player. Just because there is a instant where when you open up a command prompt or you're in your console and then you do /fly, it's not going to work in here since I just brought it up, but when it does /fly, it'll try doing this, but since the console is not a player variable, or not like player entity at all, it will send a error in your config, and yeah, it's just something we don't really need. So now that we have the save default config, save config, reload config, let's go into our resources area. Now, if you're still using Eclipse, you can easily use IntelliJ for this, and you can just do new, and then module from existing source, and then you can find it, or you can convert it somehow. I don't remember exactly how you can convert a project from another one, but there is some sort of way. I've seen it before, so might just need to search it up, but yeah. Oh, is accidentally pressing down 2's in the search feature. But if you're still using Eclipse, all you have to do is just basically do what you did to adding plugin.yml, but then this time you're going to do a config.yml. And now with this, we now have our config, we have a plugin, and then we have our main file. Those three things. So what we can do is we can basically just put information in this config. So we can set up some sort of variable for them, because the way on how you can retrieve data from configs is by doing get config dot get, and then you can do like get string list, get configuration section, get string, get int, get boolean list, get character list, many different things. Just doing get config dot get, that will return an object. So we're going to do get string, and then you can do something like if there's a configuration section, you could do like fly, and then inside here could be like prefix, and then whatever there, and then you could do like no permission message and things like that. But if you're not putting things in sections, all you have to really do is just do like we could do console underscore error underscore message, and then with this, so all we have to do here to get this variable is do the get config dot get string console error message, and then you can do whatever else. Now if you do a configuration section, all you have to do is like the fly dot, or whatever the name of the configuration section is, dot, and then whatever like key you want to get, because this is considered basically a key. When you're working more into it, you'll find out why I'm calling it a key later on when we're doing more technical stuff, but yeah. So what we can do is we can basically just instead of if sender does not equal sender instance of player return true, what we can do is we can add in a curly bracket, then we can just do sender dot send message, and then we're gonna make an easy way to code chat. So inside of our area, let's create a new package. I'm doing it just outside the tutorial. You can put it in your tutorial if you'd like. This is just my way of managing things. And I'm just going to call this package utils, because we're going to create a new Java class inside, and we're going to just call it utils with capital U. Now inside of here, you can put basically whatever utils you want inside, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do public static string, and then colored string, and now we can take a string variable of text. So what this does is it's making it a public function inside our class utils. Now we're going to make it static, because usually for us to get this, we'd have to go onto another file, and we'd practically have to do util equals new utils, and then after inside of here, you could then just do util dot colored string, which just takes a little bit longer. So with us doing public static string, all we have to do now is just utils dot colored string and then text. Now, the reason why there's the string is this is going to make it return. Like, it has to return a string. You'll see that there's a red line right here, missing return statement. If we try adding it in, it'll just return text, which we don't want. And if you don't want it to return any sort of thing, you just want it to return, that's it, you can do void. If you want a boolean, you do boolean, int, you do integer, etc, etc. But in this case, we're going to do string. And then that's going to be the name of our class or function, and then it's going to intake a string text. Now, what we can do is we can just do a return. Now, we can do check color. We're going to get two options, org.bucket or net.md_5.bungee.api. Always do org.bucket unless you're working with bungee cord and making plugins for that, then you should use the bungee cord one, but yeah, we're only going to do just plain Spigot plugins, so just org.bucket, and now we can do translate alternative color codes. If you start typing, you'll find it, but now with this, it's gonna want us to get a character, alt color character, and then a string text to translate. So we can easily put these sort of parentheses on there. Parentheses, quotation marks. Maybe I think it's parentheses or whatever. I forget the exact name of them. And then text. Now inside of here, we have to put a character. So it can't be like test or anything like that. It has to just be like a single one, like a star, a and symbol, a at symbol, a hashtag, anything like that. I'm doing the and symbol just because it's the most common one to know, and yeah. So now with this, it's gonna ask for a text input, and then after it'll translate the color codes whenever there's a and symbol. So what it'll do is if text is equals to, and then we can do like and 3 test, that's going to be a aqua, and 3 is aqua, and then test is the word, and so it'll then return practically a track color dot aqua plus test. That's basically it. Instead of us having to do track color dot aqua plus test, we just gotta do and 3 test while calling the colored string variable, or function, I mean. Which makes it a lot more easier when doing things. So we can go right back in here, and now what we can do is, I'll remove those. So let's go and send a message, and so let's just do get config dot get string. Now console underscore error underscore message. So let's just do this. Reason being is because we can make it so the server owner can do whatever they would like with it. Like what we can do is we can do a like and 8, a square bracket, then we can do and c star, then and 8 end square bracket. So what this will do is basically, as you know, it basically translates into like chat color dot dark underscore gray plus, and then that end bracket plus chat color dot red plus the star, and etc, etc. It's just this is a nice short way. And so it'll basically just end up as bracket, star, bracket with the respective colors. Now what we can do is we can do ANSI you, oh jeez, I did not do a capital U. Okay, there we go. You are unable to execute this command in the console. Now I'm gonna remove that just so that we possibly don't get any errors. And so now, whenever someone loads up the plugin, it's gonna save this as the message, but then they'll be able to change this message later on, which will make it just more customizable. So let's just let's just add something. So tutorial fly, and then we can do made by pizza client. These are just commons. You don't have to put these in here. I'm just doing it so then, yeah, it just looks nice, really. Official version 1.8.9. 1.8. Well, okay. 1.8.8 and then 1.8.9. You don't have to put these things in here. It just goes and whenever they open it, they'll see that it's like, oh, tutorial fly made by Pizza Client version 2.0, official version, and then the version that the plugin mainly supports. So now, right in here, we can just do another another comment, and then message sent to console when command cannot be ran. Message sent to console when command is trying to be ran by the console. Console cannot execute this command. And so yeah, we now got this one. And so for things like this now, all we have to really do is just go right into here. Oh, I accidentally did something. There we go. Fixed it. So what we can do is we can just do like another one. So no underscore perm underscore message. Actually, let's do permission message. And now in here, we can just do the ANSI. You do not have permission to execute this command. And now we can just add in a comment to this. No permission. I don't know why I was doing capitals. Message. When they do not have permission to please execute this command. And then, so with that, what we can practically do is, so if it's no permission message, we can just change this with utils.colored string, then getConfig.get string no underscore permission underscore message. Now, another thing we can do is, with most of them, they will probably be wanting a prefix to them. So what we can do is in this prefix area, let's just do this. So get config dot get string. Actually, okay, we gotta just do a blank string variable. Then in our onEnable, once all that's loaded, we can do prefix is equals to utils.coloredString, and then it'd be getConfig.getString. Let's just end it off. And what we can do is we can just do like fly underscore prefix or something like that. Let's actually keep our consistency and just have those lowercase. Now, you know what? Let's do this. Let's create a subcategory, prefix, then dot fly underscore prefix. Now this is going to show off how you do configuration sections. So we can do prefix, then we can do fly underscore prefix. Now inside of here, what we can do is we can do like tutorial fly, and we could do a and f, which will set it to white, and then what we can do here is let's just do like pizza colors. So tutorial, and then for fly, it'd be and C and L. So what this will do is this will make tutorial will be orange and bolded, which is and L, it's for bold, and then the flying part would be light red and bolded as well. Well then those brackets are just white. And then we can add in space. And so yeah, that will now set up our prefix. Now inside of here, we can just do prefix plus and then the rest. And now let's just set up a comment, prefixes for the commands. Now, you could do one. I'm setting it up so it's like if there's multiple prefixes to then, like, so then it's like, yeah, it's organized. And yeah, so let's do this. So let's add in a new area. At this area, we can just basically do fly command, and then we can do like flying underscore disabled, and then we can also do flying underscore enabled. So now with those, we can just do like you have enabled flight, and then here we can do you have disabled flight. And let's just add in like the different color codes and things like that. So let's do and a bracket, well, square bracket, then and a, which would be lime, star, and 8 bracket, and then we can do gray text there, and let's do and a, oh jeez, and a, so then it's the green enabled, and then let's just reset it back to gray for flight. And so let's basically do the same thing on this side. It just instead of and a for the star bracket, we'll do and C star and 8 bracket. You have do and C disabled, then and 7, sorry, and 8 flight. Now inside our main, we can just do prefix plus getConfig.getString, then it would be fly command dot flying underscore enabled. And then for this area, we can basically just copy paste it, then disabled. And so now we have a way for all the configs to work. So we now have two approaches for doing it all. We can now either make a command where once they do the command, it'll reload the config and update everything, or we can make an auto update. And so once they save it, it just saves. Now, I'll be showing both ways in this. You can choose which way you prefer. Now, having it automatically update, there's the downside of it just always using up some of your, like, basically disk. Well, it's always constantly, like, trying to save, like, write and read data from your disk, which will possibly cause it to be able to transfer less memories throughout the time, but it's nothing extremely huge. While the just slash fly like reload is something where it would just be like it'd only go and read and write whenever, well, it would only write and reload whenever like you do it, like do the command, which will save more on server resources. So this area, completely up to you guys, but yeah, I'm doing both ways. So for the auto reload, we're gonna do bucket.getSchedule or scheduler dot schedule sync repeating task. So this is gonna just basically just do a repeating task. So it's gonna need some variables. It's gonna need a plugin. If you're doing this in another class, you'd have to do like main.class, or you can declare like a like public static main plugin, and then inside of here, basically just do like plugin is equals to this, and then after you can basically just do plugin, and then that's it. So you could do something like that, but since this is in our main class, we just need to do main, nothing too complicated. And so with all this, so we have this, we're now going to need a runnable task, as you can see up here. We're also going to need a delay and long period. So let's do the delay. So the delay is how long it should wait until it starts doing it. In this case, we're not going to put a delay on it, so 0L. Now, for it to be a second, you do 20, half a second, 10, like 1/4 of a second, 5, etc., etc. 2 seconds, you can do 20 times 2 for like 2 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 times 20, whatever. But period, I'm gonna do 10L. Since it's gonna do every half a second, it's gonna just do it. Now let's do our runnable. So we can do new runnable. Oh, it's saying anonymous new runnable can be replaced with lambda. Let's see what this is. Ah, okay. So you could do like the arrow, like brackets, a dash, then the right arrow key, or whatever, and then a curly bracket, then the rest. Whatever works. You could do new runnable, or you could do this. Whatever just floats your boat. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just save config. Let's actually do every second. Now this should go and work for just this, but let's also do the command. So I'm gonna just do like a if cmd.getName equal to ignore case fly admin. Now if args 0 equal to ignore case reload, and then do whatever. Then we can do if p dot has permission tutorial dot admin, and then if they don't have it, we can do p dot, well, let's just do that, then p dot send message util dot colored string, you do not have permission to do this command, and see. Then we can return True. Okay, let me just explain this real quick. So this is gonna just create. This is gonna check if the command is fly admin. This is gonna check if they don't have p dot. So this is p dot has permission to tutorial.admin. So this is gonna make it reverse. So if they don't have tutorial.admin, it's then gonna do whatever inside of these curly brackets. Which for this, it'll just send them a message. You don't have permission to do this command. And then yeah, what we can actually do is, since we have the no permission command right here, let's just give the developer, or not developer, the owner of the server that this is going to be on, the chance to edit this however they like without having to do any technical work. And so just do this one. And then right here, if arg0 dot equals ignore case reload. So the way how this works is when you're doing a command like slash fly admin, there are arguments. This is arg0, this is args1, 2, 3, 4. So it always counts at 0 first, and then it adds 1. So we're just checking, like, if this first one is reload, then it's going to do whatever is in here. Which in this case, we can do save config, reload config, then p.send message, utils.coloredString, you have successfully reloaded the config. Now we can do and A and L to just make it all bold. We can add in a period. Now, you could just do like a return true or whatever inside of there. If you'd like, I'm gonna do it right at the end of here. This being just to then make sure that they know we're returning it. I'm gonna do the same in here, just so then, since there's sometimes a bug, well, not really a bug, but there's sometimes an issue where it'll just be like, like in chat when you do one command, it'll also just be like, oh, fly admin or slash fly with it. It's weird, but just doing return true at the very end, just like at the very end of the command, usually does the job. So in our plugins.yml, we can just add in a fly admin, then description, admin commands for slash for this plugin, and then we can do usage, then command, then we can also add in default if I call of op. I think you can do this. If you get an error, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do default op on permissions. Sorry, not permissions, for commands. So let's also add in our permission. So tutorial.admin, oh geez, then description allows players to use admin commands, then default op. The reason why we have default op is so if they're opt on the server, they have it. You could do not opt, so people who aren't opt also has this permission. But you can usually edit all this with a permission manager like luck perms or permission X or things like that. Permission X is pretty old, not gonna lie, and a little bit more complicated to understand at first. So I recommend luck perms, or if you really want to, you could code your own, but I just say stick with luck perms. Now, if you are using IntelliJ and you're wondering how do I export this, what you can do is if you go to File, Project Structure. Oh, I don't have a SDK here. Let's do SDK 1.8 just to make sure. But you can go to Artifacts. You can do the plus symbol, jar, from modules with dependencies. Also, if you want to add in your own product projects, you can just add and then like import or new module, and then yeah. If you're also wondering on how I got this menu, there's a plugin called plugin for IntelliJ called Minecraft Development, which will just add this in and they'll go through the steps with you. It's really useful. Like if I just do this, and then after I can edit this to like pizza test, and then the main class file, so v.pizzaclient.main. Then you can select your version from 1.19 all the way down to 1.12. If you dislike it, you can do like 1.12, then go to pom.xml, and then yeah. But okay. So file, not settings. So files, project structure, artifacts, plus symbol, jar, from modules with dependencies. In the modules, you just select whichever one. If you have multiple, it'll just give you one. I do tutorial. Oh, Jesus. Now, there's the main class. Don't put anything there. Then there's the extract to the target jar. Just keep it to that one. Then click OK. You now get this. This is going to be the name of when you're trying to build it. You can do like tutorial. Well, you can do like fly plugin. And then for this area, they have like their own name. If you right click it, rename, you can basically just have it like tutorial flights or fly, whatever. There's the available elements, which we already have the one. Now this is the output directory, so where you want it outputted, you can like click that arrow, go to main, and then you can just put it in there. And it'll just save it as like tutorial flight.jar. But you click apply, you click OK. Now whenever you want to go and whenever you want to go and export it, you just click build, build artifacts, and then you select whichever one, then you click build. If I do it now, it'll just go build it all. There we go, all up to date. So if I go to my desktop, we can see right here, pizzafly. Not pizzafly. It would be tutorial flight. Fly plugin, tutorial flight, and then there. Build our artifacts, fly plugin. Ah, build finished. Maybe I just need to refresh it. No. Now that's pretty weird. I don't understand why this is not working. I'm sorry. Let's see. So fly plugin, just no tutorial flight. Nothing there. Yeah, with this you can just move it like in between them. I think there's just something wrong with my desktop variable. Well, my desktop right now. So if I just do my D drive, that should do the job probably. And that's just weird of it not building properly. I know, even in here, it's not doing it. Yeah, I don't understand what the issue is here. For you, it should probably work. I probably just messed something up with my project here. If I find a fix, I'll probably add it in. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this coding video on part 2 working with config files and things like that, and scheduling tasks, which is a little bit complicated to get into right at the start, but at least we can easily do it now. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Okay, quick little update. I know that it just seemed like a cut for you guys, but I just once restarted my computer, added in the project was missing again for some reason. I added it in again. That's why it says 2. Just went through this exact same path, built it, and you should go and see things like basically this, where these two are just in like is your project name, and then it should go through here. You should see like build completion, build completed successfully in and then whatever time. And then if you check the path that you're in, you should go and see it, like see it in that area. If I open this up, so where did I put it to? Right there. Okay, I don't see it on my end, so, which is always nice to see. Let's put it into our desktop directory. Let's make sure that we have everything. Yep, we do. So build, and then boom. Did this. It goes and says build finish. Oh, sorry about all this. But yeah, there's the 2.jar. What we can do. Also, PizzaFly. It's basically this plugin, but it's the like compiled one. So if you don't want to code it for a flight plugin, you can go and check out my Spigot page. I'll link it down in the description. But if I use something like Luton real quick, and then I drag this in, we can see it all. And yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that yeah, it still does work. And yeah, okay, see you guys later. Peace.